Cool. Hey everyone. Let's see. Make sure I got audio. Yep, look good. Okay, cool. Hey everyone. So, today's a random stream day. I started playing around with some Maya and Unity, and thought I might as well share it with you guys. Stream a bit while I work. So if you watched the channel before, you know usually I work 2D, do 2D stuff in JavaScript on this stream, but I wanted to play around with some 3D stuff for fun. And don't say that. So, on Sunday, for Christmas I got a gift certificate for an escape room for my whole family. So on Sunday we went and did that. Surprisingly, we escaped. We got there. It was the I let them pick. I'm the only one who had ever done an escape room in our group, and I just let them pick the game, and I just kind of sent them a link and didn't advise them or anything. And they picked the Wild West one because they thought it would be fun to dress up. Well, I didn't look at it or anything. Turned out it was the hardest room they had there. So when I heard that, I was like, there's no way we're getting out. But surprisingly, we did with 14 seconds to spare. But, I was sitting around, that night and then yesterday, and I was like, it would be fun making an escape room video game. And one of my favorite games series is actually the Zero Escape series. If you've not heard of it, I highly recommend you check it out if you like puzzle games. So they sell now. It's been out for a while. I forget when it very first came out, but they have a bundle on Steam now. It's not too bad, $40 for 3 games. But they're pretty fun. They're basically escape room games, essentially, and there's and this is actually isn't this? Hang on, that's weird. Horror games. Okay, yeah, that was. Yeah, the one I was just on was the second. Wait, what? Does this have all 3 in them? This version must have all 3 in them. Because she's in the second. Because that's the screenshot from the first one, though. The first one's 1D. The second one is... Second and third are 3D. Or sorry, did I say 1D? They're all lines. The first one is 2D. The second and third are 3D. And my cat is getting into a bag because he has 2 cat beds there, so why not get into a bag instead? But yeah, anyways, I recommend checking these guys out. But anyways, so I thought it'd be fun to play around, try and make an escape room game of my own. So just kind of playing around. I'm not sure if it'll go anywhere or not, but so I've made 2 models already. Made this lockbox here. So it has a hinge. And I'm by no means a Maya or Unity expert. In fact, Maya I've not used much at all. That's not connected. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. And then how do I get the that window open? Modeling. How do I get that window? That one. There we go. But yeah, I'm by no means a Maya expert, so you'll kind of be learning with me. I've used Blender off and on throughout the years, and I did actually teach some beginner Maya stuff, but I was following a curriculum someone else wrote, and that was many years ago. But I know kind of enough to be dangerous. But anyway, so I made this little box here. If I was stuck on the wrong one, there we go. So we got the box here, and we got the clasp. So lock would go on there, and then this guy can open, and then swing open like that. Put them all back to the starting angle. And then I've also made, and actually I'll show it to you in Unity instead. So, and then I also made this combo lock, and I just actually finished the model for this like a couple minutes ago and pulled it in, so I haven't textured it yet. So that's what I'm gonna do next. So I got that. Where's my camera looking right now? Okay, so let's up, forward, over. Alright, and then I made this guy yesterday. It's like a combination lock, and I haven't textured the tumblers because really I would have like multiple of these with different things on them. But you can see you can click them around and change their position. Let's main camera. Keep the main camera open. Pulling it a little closer to the main camera so you can see a little better. And again, just like Maya, I'm by no means a Unity expert either. I've played with it off and on as well, but not done anything super substantial with it. But anyway, so I got this locked here too. And so, so right now I'm basically just playing around and kind of making things work. So why don't we go ahead and we'll texture this guy up a bit. So let's see here. Let's go ahead, UV, automatic. Okay. And then UV editor. Okay. So there's all the pieces. The automatic one does kind of a projection. I want to see, is there a way? I'd love it if I could get like a multicolor map by default. Thought I'd found there. Let's see what that exports has. It's not really multicolored, but alright, and edit. Did I go to do this? Oh yeah, that button. And then we'll go. Wish it would like not make me hunt through all these every time. Alright, that. And then I've discovered you can actually use the PSD directly in Unity, which is really nice, so that's what I've been doing. Only thing I wish it had, and actually it reminds me I posted online, or on the Unity Answers, asking about it. It'd be really cool if you could have, because you have, for a 3D model, you usually have a texture, and then you'll have either a normal and or bump map. To go along with it. Actually, I guess it's not and. Don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know how a normal and bump map would work together. Maybe they can. Again, definitely no expert when it comes to this stuff. But anyways, but you have usually at least two images that go together, and they're basically tracing the same thing. They're just. I don't want to do all this. They're just. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, they're like the same thing, tracing the same thing, but I have to kind of do two separate images for it right now, and I would love it if... Yeah, no one replied. I don't think it's possible, but it would be nice if it was. To actually keep them in one layer instead of... Or in one Photoshop file instead of two. But that doesn't seem to be strictly possible. Wait, where did I just export that? Did I export that? Oh, I didn't hit save yet. Where was I exporting these by default? Let's put it in here. Lockbox. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that looks good. Select a valid. Oh. Is everything not selected by default? Yeah. Alright. I guess. Okay. So, and open that up in here. Yeah, it makes this IF folder or IF, yeah, or IFF file, which basically just has lines on it. Whoop. I like to change my line color to black. Makes it a little easier to see. Right. And there's a way to reload the file, but I forget where it is and I haven't hunted it up yet. Alright, there we go. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, fill. There we go. So you can see all the lines here, and then these lines correspond to different different bits. And I guess it didn't actually put the checkerboard into the image, which is a little disappointing. I don't know exactly which end is which. Did put it there. Hang on, is there an option when I save it here? Oops, go back. No, don't see one. Anyways, okay, but we should be able to, if I click one of these, it should. Yeah, there we go. Highlight that. Actually, can I dock this guy? Dock it in there. So now I can see which face is which. Oops, I just opened some random game. But yeah, so we can see we got those, and then if I go on the inside, we can do that. So let's go ahead. I don't want to spend heaps and heaps of time on the texture, so why don't we just see if we can find an open source like wood grain texture. We'll make it a wooden box, and if we can't, we'll just follow a Photoshop tutorial to create one. So open source stained wood image. And I want to make sure it's like completely open source if I'm going to use it. I don't think that's what I want. Open. Okay, Open Game Art's a pretty good. Well, it is, but it can be tricky because a lot of these, and you have to be careful. And yeah, like this one, most of them are. CC BY is Creative Commons by attribution. So that means you're free to use it, but you have to make sure you give attribution to the author in like the, well, how you do it exactly depends. You know, a lot of times you'll put it in the credits or something. But I don't like to use those on the stream unless I, you know, am doing something that I'm going to publish up that, you know, I can stick a license on. And yeah, none of these are super compatible with what I want. Alright, we're just going to make one real quick. Photoshop stained wood tutorial. Let's see what this one looks like. That's the... it's not super duper realistic. Basically, they just made noise and then did a linear blur on that. Oh, and they added a wave. Or a motion blur, rather. Yeah, I think that's more what we're after here. let's just play around with something. Alright, so we'll do, and here we'll make it a new file. And let's just make it big. And do it, and then we'll try to basically just like cut and then rotate continuous chunks. Oh, that was the wrong button. 2000. I'm just picking a number arbitrarily. Actually, a little less arbitrary. This is the size of our texture file here, and then 300 is a pretty good one if you're doing like high res stuff. Alright, and then I hate the locked background. I always delete that right away, even if I'm gonna fill it right back in. Okay, so let's fill, do filter, noise, add noise. This will get us a bunch of dots, and then we're gonna do, I don't know, somewhere in there maybe. Zoom a bit so we can see. And then filter, blur, motion blur. We'll do that way. Okay. Then filter, where is this one? Distort, wave. Alright, and let's see my preview in the actual thing, but I can't. My image is too big for this. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't preview anymore. It's kind of annoying. Or preview behind here. I feel like it used to do that for most of these, and now none of them seem to do that, which makes me sad. Scale. Try, no, other way. Created some ugly bits along the edge, but filter blur, what we'll do is we'll just crop those out. Then twirl maybe. Oh, that's too much. Alright, that's not too bad for now. Yeah, there's something I'm thinking of, but I can't think how to do it necessarily. It's not a ripple, is it? No, not ripple. Actually, that's not bad. Filter, distort. I want like kind of like twirl, except in like a specific place. Wood brand. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and really what you might do instead of trying to create something from scratch is just go out and kind of take some photos of actual wood. But for now we'll just kind of do this. Not going to spend huge amounts on making everything perfect. If I was to try to, you know, take this for enough and it would become a published game, I would very likely you know, probably hire on an artist or two so they can fix all my terrible art. I'm not looking for blending options. There we go. Alright, and do a color overlay. Turn it down a bit. And what color is wood? I want like a kind of like a mahogany, or a mahogany. What color am I thinking of? Is it mahogany? Yeah, I guess maybe it is, yeah, like red mahogany. A little redder than this though, I think. more like, not quite that one. Actually, I don't see any of those colors. Want like this reddish color, but darker. Wait, what was that? Yeah, like maybe that color. Let's aim for that color, maybe. Alright, so a little more red. A little more red. Okay. And actually, I want to use. Actually, you know what? Instead of doing this as a blending option, let's do it as a layer. Maybe about in there. Fill. And then it's not the worst. Let's actually see if playing with our levels will get us kind of nicer looking grain. Okay, that's not terrible for like 3 minutes work. We'll go with that for now. Alright, and then just real quick, I'm going to crop out the bad parts where it kind of got funky, where it pulled in from the edge. So we'll go with that. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is actually go here. I'm going to clone these, and I'm going to flatten this one. That way these two I can save as like if I want to come back and tweak, and then this guy I can just copy and take chunks out of. Alright, so now what I want to do basically is I'm going to just start taking chunks out of here. And actually, let's take kind of a big chunk. I'm going to copy it into here. And then I want to work out which pieces go with which. That way I can kind of like make it so like it'll continue around the edge. Don't super duper need to do that. And that's actually kind of not how you would get normally because unless you're like person making your boxes really paying attention, they may not use one continuous board, and that would be the only way to get kind of a continuous grain, but we'll do it just for practice. Okay, so our front piece is this guy. So let's take this chunk and let's rotate it around. Okay, and I'm gonna stick it right in there. Okay, and then let's see if this guy will actually do what I want. That was what I wanted. Object maybe. Quick. I want to try to. No, that's not what I want. I want it. Oh wait, wrong layer though. And see, I have the lines on a separate layer up here. So when I'm export this, I'll actually hide these guys, and that way we won't have lines at the corners of everything. I want you to just give me that part. Magic wand, maybe. There we go. Good old-fashioned magic wand does what I want. Okay. So now I'm going to invert the selection, and I'm going to cut everything. Right. Get on the right layer. Cut everything off. There we go. I got one nice clean chunk right there. So then let's find this guy. All right, so it's that one. And then the trick here is I don't know which way they're facing necessarily. Actually, did it do different ones for those? No, pretty much the same. Okay. So we'll see if it's like this or not. I'm realizing I don't have enough to do this all the way around, but that's okay. And magic tool. Okay. Invert my selection and take everything else. Okay. Alright, well, let's go ahead. We'll pause right there for a second. And I want this to go in assets, textures. I'll put it there. Okay. And then I'm going to go pull this guy back in here. So we can take a peek at how we're doing. So, don't want that. Alright, let's flip to, which one is it? That one. And click, object mode. Okay, go to the shader. And then click that. And really, I'm going to attach the texture in Unity anyway, so I'm not going to worry about fixing every little texture thing in Maya. Don't know if that's the optimal workflow or not, or if it's better to do it in Maya, but I like to do it in Unity. Unity, at the very least, has a couple handy things, like I wanted to do like the Chrome on, where'd it go? Did I remove it? Prefabs. No, wait, yes I did. I wanted to do the Chrome on this lot bit here and on this guy, and all the tutorials in Maya were using a shader that I don't seem to have in LT, but Unity has, and Unity made real easy, so that was kind of when I decided I'll just not that one. I'll just stick with Unity for applying most of my textures, but since Maya has the UV map, it's nice to at least slap them on here just to see. Okay, yeah, I was worried about that. Because I had used the, oh, we have extra from that little bit I left on there. Wait, no, I took that little bit off. That's weird. No. Why is that getting textured? That shouldn't even be part of... Oh, right. All of the... I applied it to the default Phong shader, and they're all using the same shader. So, instead, right-click, assign new material, and we'll make a new one just for this guy. That way we don't apply our one texture to everybody. There we go. Okay, and yeah, and I ended up... Oh, I actually realized I forgot to hide that too, but yeah, we still, because of how I that's weird, it's just an artifact from where they're touching. Oh wait, I did hide the line, but because I used the magic tool to get inside the line, but the line should actually be included as part of it. We ended up leaving off just a teensy bit of area. So let's see if we can't do this in such a way that I get hold of both the line and layer. Alright, I don't want to get the line too. There we go. Alright, so that's better. Now we'll invert and go here and cut, and then new paste again. Go to new layer, V, and then drag it to this one, which was next. And I'm just gonna kind of position it right. Okay, and then magic wand. Get on the line layer. Click, and if I can click it, zoom in. And click, there we go. Now back to the texture, Control Shift I to invert, cut, and then hide, and save and see what I've done. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that kind of black line's gone. Okay, so far so good. So let's keep going for the other two sides and the bottom. Okay, so the back is probably that. Well, let's just see. Alright, UV editor. Click it. Why'd you pop back on? Oh, I see. It replaces it. Okay. So we got the back piece now. Right click, face, there we go. Okay, so it's actually the one over on the right side here. Down, scroll. Alright, that one, turn that back on. Okay, so paste this back in. Turn this down. Yeah, and see we don't have enough of a chunk, so I'm just gonna take this next chunk here and drag back below that. And magic wand, zoom in. Click there for the inside, click there for the outside. Control-Shift-I, go there. Alright, so there's the back. Next up is... There we go. Alright, that one. It's that one. It's a paste. Drag over here. Scooch over. Alright, just kind of line it up. Control D to deselect magic. Whoop, get on the right layer. Magic wand. Nope. Nope. There we go. Control-Shift-I to invert the selection. Then, did that go high enough? Yeah. Our little piece of texture is running out. Okay. There we go. So that gives us all four sides, and I think we've gone as far as we can with that little piece of texture. So I'm going to grab another piece of texture for the bottom, which is that piece. Alright, so that guy. So, click. More. A little far, but okay, there we go. And take you. Oops, nope. Yeah, don't drag my selection. I guess that's kind of how it'll work though, huh? Deselect, get it in place first. Okay. Actually, yeah, let's rotate it around. Alright, and down. And I could have just kind of, you know, copied that whole thing and just slapped it on here, but that would kind of, that might give you some grains going in an awkward direction. Normally, when you build something out of wood, it'll have the grains more or less going the same direction. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Okay. So now we should have all of the bottom, or all of the outside. Okay, so get off of that. And why didn't our bottom get textured? Oh, hitting Control S to save is usually useful. There we go. That's not too bad. And then, can I hide things? Hide. No, don't hide it in there. Unhide. How do you? Ah, there. How do I hide? Let's see. Hide model in scene. H. Okay. H. There we go. That works, except it's still doing lighting as if it was there, which is kind of annoying. So maybe we'll just rotate it. We'll rotate it an even amount so I can rotate it back. Alright, so, oh, I don't have locking on. How do I get that tool, or there it is. Step snap, absolute 15, there we go. I'm looking down in the bottom left there to see I'm doing exactly 90 degrees, okay. Huh, this still goes, oh! Never mind. It's not actually dark. It's black because I don't have a texture over there. If we did white here, it should turn white. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so cool. So now let's do... Let's see. I think... Yeah, I guess it's probably 50-50 whether this lip is stained or not. We'll go ahead. We'll stain this lip, and then the inside we'll do like a more natural wood color. So... fairly certain that lip is this bit right here, so alright, paste, and we'll just kind of grab a chunk. Alright, and zoom in and gotta make sure. So this guy, and it doesn't hurt to fill that in, but I'm not going to just because I don't want to. Alright, Control-Shift-I, cut that, there we go. Alright, so let's save that. Make sure that was right. Yep, there we go. So got a thing there. And then let's go ahead. I'm gonna we'll save this. Let's make a new folder called texture files. Okay. And then I want to, so I'm going to save a copy of this, so control, wait, I broke it. No. Alright, Control-Shift-S, alright. Okay, and I did that because I'm going to do that thing that I mentioned when I mentioned that I was doing 2 layers. I'm going to change this up to something more, to a more natural wood color. Sorry. Okay. Let's go there, maybe. That's a little yellow. All right, we'll use blending options to change this color, or color overlay rather. All right, so let's go looking for like a light wood color. Is my phone telling me I should be getting ready for bed? We will be ignoring it as usual. Okay. Oh, wait, what? Hang on, that's weird. Blending options. Huh, that's odd. Didn't realize the blending option actually overrode the other blending option. It's weird. So I guess never mind on that. Oh wait, hang on. No, okay. Alright, weird. We're just gonna come up here instead. Adjustments and what do I want? That one. There we go, that's not bad. Except now I want to actually, so on the mahogany one, or what I'm calling mahogany anyways, the black bits made sense, but on this one the black bits are a little too dark. So I want to actually add another layer in the middle here. I'm going to do color. No, which one's the one I want? One of these. I always forget which one is which. Basically, I think I want that's green. Is it that one? Maybe. And then I want to tweak this guy too. I want to make this one a darker brown. Purple, that's not the right blending mode. Nope, there. That's kind of what I wanted. Okay. Except now it's all together. Too dark, I think. There we go. That's not too bad. And I kind of regret that ripple-y thing I added, but oh well. Okay. Okay. So now do what I did last time. I'm just gonna take all three, duplicate them, merge the duplicates with Control E, hide the other ones, save that, and now take chunks out of it. And actually, I guess they'll take the whole thing. Okay. Turn the lines back on. Alright. So now let's go face. Alright, so let's start with the bottom actually and open UV editor. Alright, so the bottom is this one. Paste. Yeah, let's rotate again. Alright. There. Alright. And magic wand. Click. Click. Control Shift I. Cut. Oop, cut the wrong thing. Cut from that layer. There we go. Alright, back to there. Paste it back in. Alright. And that one is the one right next to it. So do like that, except we need to get down a layer. Okay. Alright, magic wand, click. Oh. Wrong layer. Again. Click. Zoom in. Click. Seems to take a little more than I expected. Oh well. It doesn't actually hurt anything if we are outside of the extra bit. Okay, and then this must be the wall opposite that one. So these must be the side pieces. Alright, so let's just go ahead and we'll get both of these two in one shot. Click, click. Click, click. Okay, Control I. Get on the right layer, cut. Alright, and I don't think I have enough scrap left on there. Nope. So, recopy. Okay, rotate again. Okay. Now, last one. Die. Get on the right layer. Cut. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, and close this guy up so that goes away. And there we go. We got our first bit. Nice. Alright, and now we'll go ahead real quick. We'll pop over to Unity. And actually I need to resend to Unity. Oh, nope. Send to Unity all. And run my computer. D projects. Escape. Escape. Assets. Models. Lockbox. Why can't I do that one? D projects. Escape. Escape. Assets. Models. Wait, where's my list empty now? That's weird. Hang on. What did I do? File, send to Unity all. Does it want me to select the actual Unity project folder? Oh, I guess it does. I guess I have to select that one. So I was working on it on my other profile. I have a profile on my computer set up for streaming, which I always pop over to when I'm working over here. Okay, so there's that, and now we need to, alright, so our texture is in the right place. We need to go body, actually not that one, and then we'll remove that one, which I can't remove. Oh yeah, I have to go to models, and I have to, what was it? It's like unpack or something. There, materials, extract materials, that's the one. Okay. Alright, and then body. Nope, that body. And then we'll do add a component. Actually, yeah, we'll just material. How do I add a material here? This, nope. And create material. And this will be box body, I guess. Alright, drag it onto that guy. Then can do go here, hit that, do lockbox. There we go. Now we have our lockbox texture on there. I'll hide that one real quick so we can see. How do I do that? That thing. There we go. So we can see inside there. And then the bright purple bits are ones we haven't textured yet. But, it's kind of a funny outline, is that? I guess that's just because of the zoom we're at. It ends up generating an artifact. That may be a thing we need to play with the whatchamacallit for about. Yeah, let's leave that white. And see, we can turn on like a metallic shine, which is a little weird with a wood texture. Actually, it's not that bad though. Kind of makes it shiny. Anyways, what does that do? And see, one thing we can do too, I'll do it real quick. 3D, or no, filter 3D, generate normal map. Now kind of take a guess at what we want our mapping to be. Oh, actually, I guess we should probably flatten it because I think it'll only normal map. Yeah, one chunk, or one layer rather. Talk that. So let's go ahead, just like we did with the wood one. I'm just going to duplicate all these and flatten, and then I'm going to hide all the others. Okay. Now filter 3D generate normal map. I want it to go down so we can kind of see. It's going to kind of give us some like ripply stuff. So we'll just go with the defaults there. Well, actually, that's weird. Why didn't it create a normal map for all of that? Interesting. Might be because of the different colors. Let's actually do this. Then let's group them into 2 layers, one for each color. And we got a lot going on here, so let's tuck that down in a group. I'm gonna call that birch, even though I have no clue if that's birch, but it reminds me of the birch wood, the birch wood color from Minecraft. So we're gonna call it birch. Okay, so let's see if generating normal maps for each one of these will. Nope, not bump. Maybe bump. Bump might be okay too. As far as I know, normal. Oh, no, I know what I meant. I needed to change layers. As far as I know, bump and normal are essentially do the same thing, except how they do it's a little different. So a bump map uses grayscale from 0 to 256 to 255 to indicate the levels. So I forget, is it I forget if it's 0 to I think 0 is down all the way, and then 255 is up as high as it goes. And when you're talking grayscale, 0 is black, and then white is 255, and then shades of gray in between. Let me zoom in. Zoom, not that. Yeah, I think we're getting... It's being weird about the bump map because we're so much darker, I think. But I'm not sure which way to tweak it to get it to do what I want. Oh, there we go. Give me... But yeah, anyways, and the normal maps basically do the same thing, except instead they use the 3 different color channels, RGB, to indicate the XYZ. So normal can basically do a little more than bump. Bring it down here. Ah, there we go. That's starting to bring it out now. I've never actually played with this. Normally it just kind of does what I want. So I think this is defining the levels for how much contrast essentially it should be. Still doesn't look very much. Want it to be the same kind, comparable amount to that one at least. Filter 3D normal map. Let's try this one more time. Detail scale maybe up. Set. Okay, drop that to low. And then medium and then high. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit more. Still not as much as I would like, but good enough. Ah, I saved over. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, save that. Redo those. Save as normal. And I'm just going to apply this only in Unity. I'm not going to worry about applying it in Maya. Go to the material, actually. Normal map. Click. Lockbox normal. Okay. Yeah, that kind of rounded the edges up a bit, didn't it? I didn't really want that. That's a little too strong in there. Alright, I may have to play with this a little bit later. Yeah. Let's just get rid of that for now. Doop. Okay. So now I'm going to speed things along, and I'm going to be a little lazier than I was a second ago. So let's do this guy's UV now. And we'll do UV automatic. Okay. And then we will save this guy. Oh, and I guess I shouldn't have called that one lockbox because there's actually many lockbox pieces. Let's actually make a folder because we're going to have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of this. So let's make a folder for lockbox. Go ahead and rename these guys. Lockbox body. Lockbox Alright, no, that's the whole mod file. Leave that one alone. Move that in there. And I'll move that later, but it's open right now, so. Okay. We'll put this in there. Alright, so, alright. Save, wait, save snapshot. Oh, no, it's just because I clicked it. Okay. Do lockbox lid. Oh wait, actually I want this to be lockbox lid. And get the lid again. Select it. Select dotted the sides. There we go. Apply close. Alright. File open. Box lid. I have. Okay. So, just like before, let's make this white. Fill that. Okay, so we got all our various pieces. Like I said, I'm going to speed this along by being a bit lazy. So let's just take this guy. Alright, now let's see which pieces comprise the outside. So, that guy, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Okay. So those are the ones we're going to stain. So basically everything but those two, that, and that on the outside. Okay. So let's actually, so we'll do this chunk down here first. So it was everyone but that guy. So let's do this. Like I said, it doesn't actually hurt anything if we're outside the lines. That part just doesn't get used, basically. So I'm gonna be lazy by just dropping this onto everyone. Okay, so we'll go ahead, we will save this and put it in assets, textures. Yeah, I should rename those too. We'll go rename those in a sec. Let's make a folder. Lockbox. Save, okay. Go here, and I'm gonna scooch these guys over. Okay. If I do it from Unity, Unity will automatically update the association. If I did it from Photoshop, it would lose it, and I would have to go manually relink those. So that's why I did that change in Unity. Usually, if you want to move around any files that Unity's using, do the move in Unity, and your life will be easier. Okay, so it's those, and then were any of the top ones? Yeah, these two. So let's paste Maya in, or the mahogany in again. And then do, and we'll just use a triangle actually, or a rectangle. That's a rectangle. I know my shapes. Alright, shift, delete all that. Okay, so there's that. So let's go, we'll apply it. So lid, close the UV editor. I need to add a new material. Just do Fong, file, and lockbox lid. Okay, so it looks pretty good, even though I cheated. Yeah, see, the screen's actually sideways from what I would want, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'll spend more time making those pretty. For now, I'm more interested in getting to the code-ish parts. Okay, so with those, let's go ahead, copy this, paste that. Okay, and then we need all of these, and actually we can do this. As long as that's not overlapping. Actually, even if I did it that way. Okay, so now those guys have everything. And then that, save that, and go look under and look at that. Cool. Okay. So now I'll go ahead and so I need a re-export from here. Even though I'm not having the texture itself come out, but I need to re-export because if I don't, the UV mapping won't be right. So when I apply the texture, it won't line up right. All right, so turn that back on, and actually we'll turn this guy off so we can look under the lid just like we were doing there. All right, lid 1, go in here, and actually I wonder if I just won't let me drag. Oh, it does, and it created a material for me. Nifty. But where did it put the material? Because I'm picky about that. And never mind. Yeah, delete. I'll make the material myself. I like to. Actually. You know what? Maybe it does make more. It probably does make more sense to keep for one asset. Have a folder with the model, textures, and materials linked together. Let's do that. So folders, lockbox. We'll put this guy in the lockbox folder. Make a new folder. Combo lock 5. Called it Combo Lock 5 because it has 5 tumblers or 5 disks. Okay, texture. We'll grab these guys. Go into model lockbox. Take these guys. Go into. Did I put those in? Yeah, I did. Got a lockbox on the brain. Okay. Then that should be empty. Materials. Alright, so that one goes in there. This one shouldn't be getting used right now. Actually, I want to change my settings so I don't export any texture stuff from here. Or any material stuff. Not sure where to do that. And again, this might not be the optimal workflow that I'm using, but it works for me. So, all right, and put that in. And actually, I'm gonna keep these two out simply because they're, well, yeah, I'm gonna keep those out because they're just literally generic color. That color, so we'll keep textures with the models, but then I'll have a folder of just generic ones I use as well. None of those should be getting used. Go see if I just messed up my combo lock. It's really tiny. Oh, because that's not the prefab one. Prefab. Yeah, in Unity they have, there's, no, delete the whole thing, there we go. There's the models, which I get from Unity, and then then I clean them all up, get them all textured and stuff, and then turn those into prefabs, and then hook the code stuff to the prefabs and stuff, and then in the game, the prefabs version is what I would be using, not the other bit, not the model directly. Okay, anyways, and like here I need to update this prefab real quick. We can go on the prefab, do overrides, apply all, and then that applies to the prefab, and you'll see that our prefab updated. Okay, so back to the lid. I'm just gonna drag that on. I'm gonna let it do its thing. I'm gonna move. Wait, that's, yeah, move that guy in there, And then we'll have a folder. Well, let's have the textures at the top level. It won't be too many for one object. If I had an object so complicated that that became a problem, I can always adjust that. Okay, so there we go. So got that. All right, so now let's tackle the hinges on the back. These guys. So pretty much the same deal we've been doing. Let's unhide that. All right. So these two are actually clones of one another, and then these two are clones of one another. So I should be able to make one texture and apply it to both of them. Click the right. So we'll just do one of them for now. Automatic. UV editor. We'll zoom in a bit. Alright, and then I actually don't care about texturing the back, but for now we won't worry about deleting that. We're just gonna kind of throw on a thing. Let's make sure I put this in the right spot. Yeah, that's the right spot. Okay. So lockbox, rear hinge. Okay. Open, rear hinge, new. Wait, and actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, the rear hinge, we're actually just going to make like metal. We might actually be able to make that just in here without creating a, might be able to do it with just a material instead of a whole thing. Like, what happens if we just apply that? How does that look? So that's our kind of chromey material. It's not got a ton of shine back there just because of our positioning of stuff. I'm looking for shaded. Yeah, let's go shaded. In here, let's do this. We'll somewhere out there I have a light. Yeah, there's my light. So let's rotate this guy around so we can see the chrome bit a little better. There. Didn't actually move the camera itself when I zoom like that. Okay, there we go. So they're a little reflective. Okay, and we'll rotate this guy back around. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Okay, and then you know what? Let's just do ditto. And actually, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna duplicate. Tried Control C, Control V. That didn't work. Unity, duplicate asset. If you want to duplicate, Control D. Control D. There we go. I'm gonna make a gold metallic instead of the silver one. Gold metallic. And then basically I just need to change this color to kind of gold color and add a little more orange in there, about there maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see what it does. Oh, that's not too bad. And get that little piece back there, and that piece, and that piece, and that piece, and that piece, and that piece. Alright, there we go. Now we've got a nice little lockbox, and let's see, we'll do, make sure it's on pivot, yeah, pivot, wait, top hinge lid, oh, flipper, there we go. Yeah, and I adjusted the pivot points for these guys. Okay, there we go. And like when I go to improve these, like I'd want to put like a little pin on the texture here, and little pins on the back, and screw holes, and or screws or nails or something, and that kind of stuff. But for now, I think this is good. Give me the lid. Open the whole lid group. Go. Move it up, rotate it down. Alright, cool. Okay, nice little lockbox there. And then let's rotate these back. Good. Okay, and then we're gonna go overrides and apply all those changes I made to the prefab. And now with the prefab, I can just create as many boxes as I want, and they're all the same. Alright, and then theory, like I would have, I'd have this guy on the lockbox. It might be a little big, or it's a really small lockbox. Rotate around a bit, and rotate out a bit. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so something like that. And then you would have to unlock it to get it to open up, get the lock to come out. Then you would open up. Okay. So let's actually, why don't I, so I kind of want to play with Unity's, whatchamacallit, Unity's animation stuff. I've never played with Unity's animation. So I want to make an animation that basically does what I keep doing manually, where I'll have this open up and then this guy swing open so you can see what's inside of it. So, let's go take a look here. Good tutorial. One really nice thing I like about Unity, and UDK might have this as well, but I know Unity for sure does, is they have some pretty comprehensive tutorials for the absolute beginner, which I really like. Alright. And because I'm a programmer who thinks he knows what he's doing, I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to skim through it real quick and pull out what I think is the most important thing. Alright, and okay, so I do know I need Animation. Alright. Menu, select animation, dock it, which we'll do. Dock it down here. Okay, and select the necessary game object. So we're gonna do that guy first, I guess. In the animation window, click on the animation clip drop down, click create clip. Oh, do I have to have it be on? And actually, I don't know if I want to ditch that or not. I might want to ditch that because this one came from Maya. Okay, so let's see. Alright, window open. It kind of looks the same, except I don't. Except this is all grayed out. Why is that all grayed out? Okay, no friends. Okay. Did I miss something? Blah blah blah. These keyframes. Blah 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 blah. From the window. Blah 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 blah. The animation window. Click on the. I'm gonna eat a stroopwafel. I eat this. Yay, stroopwafels. Another stroopwafels. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so I don't see any reason that should be grayed out. So let's go to Google and see why it might be grayed out. That's kind of what I figured, except I have it selected. Alright, I'm going to try removing this component. Oh, has that create button been there the whole time? Oh, no, because it just... We'll make an animations folder for now. No. Let's actually put it with the prefab. And I'll probably move these into a folder in a sec too. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so I think what it was I had the Maya animator bit on there, which didn't have anything, so because before it had none for the controller, so I think now we have a controller. Okay, shell. Okay, add property. I still have the. Did I misspell that in Maya too? I did. I don't know how to spell hinge. Okay. So, go modify it. So, don't have any experience with Unity's editor, but I do with like Flash, which uses the same kind of keyframe thing. So basically, keyframe's like a point that you set a value, and then it will transition through that value between here. So I rotate. We'll see if that works. It does not. So where didn't like save the rotation amount like I expected. Alright. Maybe I should read more of the tutorial, huh? Browse. Alright, we did that. Ah, I need to hit record. I didn't actually read any words. I just looked at it again. Because like I said, I'm a programmer. That's kind of what I do. I don't read tutorials anymore. Comes back to bite me, but... Alright, so now let's see. Does it work? Kinda. I'm gonna call that kinda. So... Yeah, it rotated around the opposite way. Oh, I didn't have record on. Dang it. Alright, so we should be back to nothing. Okay. On my keyframe, record. Move. Why are you being difficult? There we go. Alright, let's say it goes to about there. Stop record. Oh, play. Alright, there we go. And let's delete those keyframes. Wait, what? Alright, one more time. Up, stop, play. There we go. A way to make it like not repeat forever. I guess not. Oh well, doesn't actually matter for this one. Curves would be how much it does in one shot, which I'm fine with what it's doing there, so I'm not going to play with that right now. Okay. So keep ending up with extra keyframes. Huh. Going to curves did something. Why does it keep reverting back on me? Alright. Added an extra keyframe too. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That's odd. Alright, keep that one. Let me delete that one. Here. Huh. Oh, wait. Is that what it is? Is it creating a new keyframe? Oh, okay. So even though I have that keyframe selected, I'm editing that point in time. Okay. Little weird, but okay. So, put it... How do I get it to move? Ah, there we go. Okay. Now I kind of know what I'm doing. Alright. There we go. Open up. Alright, cool. So now, add a property, lid, and this is the whole lid's transform. Gonna rotate this guy. Not sure why you nested it. Anyways, okay. Wait, and it cannot mainly be called my recording cannot. I don't know what that is. Okay, so now from here, how do I scrunch up my timeline? Ah, there we go. Control and scroll wheel. Alright, so a little bit after the lock opens, we're going to open the lid. So we'll put a keyframe here. Maybe. How do I add a keyframe? Add key. And let's see. And so like this time is how long it takes to open. So it takes a second to open the latch, and then we'll say almost a second to open the other bit. Add key. Alright, now we'll record. Lid. Open up. Okay. Go. Let's see. Is that awkward on the hinge back there? Yeah, no, that's okay. Alright. Alright. Stop recording, so play. Open. Open. Yay! Look at that. My first animation. Cool. Alright, so now I want to learn, how do I name the animation so I can then call it in code? So I don't want to do that. In the scene, move the select any. Alright, that. Markle steps is complete. Wait, start again. No. Don't want my progress checked. Controlling animations. Let's see. Does this give me what I want? Animation controllers are state machines that determine which are currently being played and blend between animation and this video. You'll learn how to make controller apply. So you know what? I want to run this. Is my animation gonna autoplay? Yep. Yeah, I don't want the animation auto-playing, so I wonder if it's on this guy here. Okay, yeah. So this is that controller thing, and I want it to not autoplay. Alright, maybe I should read about this guy. Alright, so yeah, because I think I want this disconnected here, or I don't even want this entry guy here. I don't want to do a video tutorial while I'm streaming. Behaviors. Somewhat. Alright. Let's see. So let's go real quick. Projects, scripts. Make a new script. Lockbox. And that guy. Still already started, huh? Let's do it in Writer then. Don't have Writer installed. Writer. Why do I have C-Lion installed? I don't need that. Oh, I think I know why. No thanks. Okay. Alright, well. I'll wait on that. Alright. Let's go and watch this. Apologies if it starts to lag, and I have my desktop sounds disabled, so you guys shouldn't hear this. Okay, so that one didn't tell me how to use it. I think this is the one I want. Okay. So it said you can drag it on like that. Okay. Can I just delete? I don't want entry to go anywhere. Okay, so guess I need to just make it empty and make that my default. I'm just gonna call this idle. Open. See, I'm not sure what the that entry is because I can't seem to get rid of it. But it's not actually in their version. Alright, try and, no. I'm gonna create another empty. Bend. Okay. So let's pop this guy down here. Then how do I they're actually running the game there. Okay. Okay, so now let's see if writer's done. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I maintain a license for the JetBrains. Do they call it Master Collection? I know the Photoshop one does. I don't think I know if JetBrains calls it that or not. And I'll go with that, and that's fine. And that's fine, and don't care, and don't care, and don't care. Okay. What does JetBrains call their collection? Store. All products pack. I maintain that. License to that. It's actually a pretty good deal. It's $250 for a year, and then price goes down each year. So I think I may actually be on my third year now. So not too bad, considering you get access to all their stuff. So basically, it's the same ID get tooled for a different language, but since I bounce between languages so much, it comes in handy. Okay. So let's see. I want to see if that resets back. All right. Okay. So wait. Hang on. Did that or do open? But then it bounces back. That's a little odd. I want to put that guy back. That guy back to 0. 0. Yeah. Looks like I ended up rotating at Z somehow. Oops. Okay. Yeah, so how do I don't want it to autoplay. Transition to that maybe. I want it to stay open too. Close it back. Try getting rid of that. I just do open. Will it just stay open? Will it, yeah, it keeps auto playing forever. Cycle offset, mirror speed. Alright, let's see. Unity animation, stop at last frame. From click click on your object standing in the spectator, you should see a checkbox uncheck, and it should. Okay. Let's try that. Because I did. Wait. Loop time. Don't see a loop time. Oops. Nope. Nope. Check. Or do we do that on the animation itself, maybe? U. There we go. Okay, cool. So now it stays open, but now I don't want it to go here automatically. So how can I get it so it will yeah, so he says I do it from the scripts. Here. Actually, what's this guy got? Alright, animator. Jump. Index of float animator state. Get current animation state info. Input key, set trigger, jump hash. But my problem is it's always triggering. I want it to not trigger by default. Unity animation, don't trigger, or don't auto transition. The animator creative state with no animation on it and set that as the default state. After that, you can either add a transition between your empty state animation that depends on a trigger param. So I did this. What says about a trigger parameter? No, that was done by on by default. Parameter. Here, maybe? Okay, so now it just runs idle forever. And then okay. Alright, and let's get it. Where is setting there? No, that's not what I wanted. Generate solution file. Edit preferences, external tools. External tools. Show that. And alright, that should actually be good. Yeah, I kind of flip-flop between Writer and Visual Studio. I can't decide which one I like better. But generally I like JetBrains stuff, but you know, in school and stuff I use Visual Studio for all my C related languages, so I kind of got used to it for those. So pros and cons to both. Are you opening? Open up Writer. There we go. Yeah, outside of using Unity though, I almost never do any C-related coding. Okay, so let's see. So I had made this clickable bit here, and I have an input manager, and so the input manager has code that basically if I click, it'll send out a ray from my mouse into the screen to see what I clicked on. And if the thing I clicked on was a clickable, it'll call this on click. So I'm going to chuck that onto my lockbox. Script class. Oh, right. Never mind. Check lockbox on. I make lockbox extend, or implement rather, because I think clickable's an interface. No packages. No. Where are my files? Scripts. There we go. Yeah, it's an interface. So I want to do. I wish it would fix that forever. That happens every time I open it, and then when I close it and reopen, it comes back. Okay. Clickable is that, and then I want lockbox to implement clickable. Okay. Do give me autocomplete. Implement. There we go. Okay. And then here, let's double check that my clicking still works. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Alright, console. I didn't get clicked. Interesting. Lockbox has the lockbox script. And then clickable has that. And we need some food. Instead of food, we can eat a Madeline now. I went to the casino for the first time in a while today and got a thing for $100 of free food stuff, but pretty much everything except Starbucks is closed, so I got $100 worth of junk food from Starbucks. So, yeah. Found out I could actually get some of the pastry stuff frozen, like the lemon bar bread stuff and the pumpkin bread and stuff. So I got a bunch of those down in my freezer now. Okay, so why didn't it just work? So just check combo lock, for example. Disk. Disk is the actual clickable thing on the combo lock. Yeah, used it right. Clickable. Or I use squiggly. Oh. Fine. I'll do that. No, it can't. So yeah, why didn't our lockbox get clicked? That's a little weird. What? Come back. Alright, let's add a actually, let's update this while I'm thinking about it. Let's add one of these and we'll see if, make sure I can still click on it. Though I added one of those a second ago and I could. Yeah, those are still clickable. Huh. See, I can't. I click on... Oh, right. I have to add a mesh collider to be able to click on it. And unfortunately, you can't add... Or can I? I thought I couldn't do this on the combo lock for some reason. Well, let's see if it actually worked. I don't think that actually works. Yeah, no, because there's no... It can only take one mesh, and we have... So each one of these guys is a mesh. So, but really for the clicking part, we could just get away with just hooking up the main two boxes with mesh colliders. Component. And actually, one thing I didn't implement was like clicking a thing and then having it call the parent if the parent has a clickable thing. So we'll want to tweak that so we can do that. All right, so we're gonna add a mesh collider to this guy and a mesh collider to this guy. Actually, since these guys are cubes, why don't we add a cube collider, because those are a whole lot less impactful on the performance. But collider is just basically something that can have collisions applied to, so you use it for physics, but then you also use it for things like this. All right, and then oh, no. So let's go into Input Manager real quick, and we're gonna do I just want to log if we got hit, because it should be hitting those meshes. .transform.gameObject. Yeah, game object we actually hit. Give me your name, you stupid thing. Is it .name? Yeah. My Starbucks like 8 miles away from me. Okay, so here we go. So now we're clicking on that. So now let's tweak the code for our Input Manager. What is that? Sure. To make it expensive method invocation. What do you want me to do instead? There's not really anything else I can do there. So get component. I want like one that's like get component in the self or parent. Oh, that's what this guy does. In the game object or any of its parents. Perfect. Clickable. Whoop, nope. Why did I do that? Clickable. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Oh. That's what popped up there. Okay. So click. Click. Alright, cool. So now it's our code's getting to our lockbox script. So now here, let's go to start. And we're gonna do so I need an animator. As this monoscript still, I guess. Looks like it. But I discovered they deprecated that, which made me sad. I never actually really, well, I did use it, but I hadn't been using it lately, simply because the C# one supposedly performs a lot better. But I discovered that they actually deprecated it, and I guess at this point it's now completely removed because they deprecated it like 3 years ago, which made me sad because Unity script was basically JavaScript, and if you've watched my stream before, you know I love JavaScript. Animator equals component. Why are you grumpy? Why can't you infer that? That's weird. Okay, this guy now. I guess these are basically the names of this. So we want open. What do we want? String to hash. Okay. So I guess it must keep track of them as hashes. Open. What type is it? It's int. Okay. int open hash equals animator. Nope. Equals, animator capital. Oh, interesting. They must just have a static hashing function on the actual name itself. Interesting. Okay, and then ours is open. Okay. So, and then we'll do animator.setTrigger. Set trigger? Yeah. Trigger open hash. Okay, so let's see what happens. Click, click. Nothing happens. Hash does not exist. Okay, interesting. So we have the lockbox animation. And so we have the controller there. This is that controller, right? Yep. And then I think that's what it is. Yeah. Okay, and then controller has that animation. Alright, to the Googles. Unity set trigger does not exist. With hash does not exist. Yeah. So it should be that name. And the name's just open. This one, it looks like he's doing an extra base layer, but what does his animation look like? Or what does his controller look like? I'm not show the controller before. Oh, here it is. Okay, so. So he just has one more. Huh. Why does he have? He has that one on a base layer, but he doesn't have that one on a base layer. I wonder why that is. State info dot name hash. My cat's in my face. Alright, there we go. And that's weird. Oh, I noticed I had two different versions of that. Okay, so I guess he used the base layer bit just for the states. So why doesn't it know what ours is called then? Yeah, sure. And sure. Okay, so set trigger. Weird. Let's see. Click, 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 click. Alright, so real quick, I want to try. It's my shortcut to get you to. There. It's not giving me my, there. Alright. So I'm gonna try putting jump down here just for a second. It said that this was inefficient, but I just want to see if it works, and then once we get it to work, we'll move the hash up there. Jump does not exist. Okay, so can I investigate what is actually on this controller here? Because I mean, it should be. Did I type jump here? I did just type jump, but I didn't have jump before. Alright, try this again. Yeah, still don't exist. Open. Alright, and I mean, I even have it right here. And it's fine. You just use flex pushes. Okay. Yeah. So I'm getting the animator. And then, I mean, it should really be it. Animator has a state called open, although. Okay, yeah, those are all gray. Logbox. Transition, set as default, copy, create new blend tree. Huh. I mean, it shouldn't be base layer. Base layer dot. Try that real quick. Base layer. Although, it has a space there. Do we include that space? I guess so. That makes me uncomfortable. Alright. See if that works. Click. Nope. Console base layer does not exist either. Wait, I wonder. Because I thought this was actually the trigger. And that was the state. Oh, unless. So I did that mute thing. Where did I do that? Right here. But if I don't mute it, then it plays automatically. And yeah, that doesn't change anything about that. So let's mute that back. Yeah, so I wonder, do we... Is this the actual transition name maybe? And this is the state? Let's just try that maybe. If that's the case though, that's a little annoying because the transition doesn't actually show then. No, that one doesn't seem to... It doesn't seem to do anything either. Alright. Mission control layers. No, don't care about that. Let's go back to this real quick. That's supposed to be the animator. Looks like we're not the only ones with this issue. Let's double check. Yeah, so the animator is definitely on the lockbox, so we should get the animator. Is there a thing that we can output all of the states that it does know about, maybe? Like a get trigger or something. Or are we able to debug? I don't know if the debugger will auto kick on or not. Hang on, let's see how we hook the debugger into that. Unity use writer debugger. Alright, make sure you want to debug is open and JetBrains open corresponding Unity project solution set breakpoint depending on whether it's running on local or remote. Do one. Select attach to Unity editor. Where is that? Is it up here? Ah, there it is. Okay. Debug. Debugger is attached to an already running process. Okay. Debugger. Do we hit a breakpoint? Do we run the game? Okay, we do. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we can poke inside of here and see what things it knows about. Oh wait, what's this one? Animator. And continue after that. Play. Okay. Yeah, don't really. So, what's this guy? Layers, base layers, state machine, default state, states. Here we go. Number 2, that's idle, that's open. So yeah, I mean, I would think that that's what I want. Name open. I haven't given my cat attention recently. State transitions, non-public. Yeah, that's weird. Must be something I'm not hooked into that I need to be. Oh, continue. Click. Bin does not exist for set trigger. Yeah, I wish he went into actually setting up his controller stuff. Here. just said I shouldn't check that whatchamacallit, the mute thing on any published builds, so we'll uncheck that. But I don't want it to auto go. Okay, so they just said that exit time is when it'll start transitioning to the other. So I wonder if I need to, if that'll make it not go. Okay. Still doesn't know what that is. Transition blah 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 does not have an exit time or any condition. Transition will be ignored. So how do I give it a, I want it to be a trigger, not does not exist. Yeah, so you send conditions here for making it auto switch to run if you set a speed, but I just want to manually trigger it. He didn't talk about anything that was related to what I needed. He's just talking about send things up. I mean, it should go to, it should be that. That's weird. It's just layers. I don't care about that. Don't care about blend trees. Substate state machine hierarchies now. Mission controller. What are we missing here? Let's see here. let's first figure out, without using that mute thing, how do we get it to not change? Unity, don't auto transition animation. The transition between your new empty state and your animation, that depends on trigger parameter. Look at what you're saying. That's exactly when, however. Command may not play on awake. I don't want to do that. Almost wonder if we didn't have a transition at all and just open as a state. But then it won't change on us. So like jump is triggering how we want it, but he doesn't talk about how the jump one is actually set up. Okay, so he did say something about a jump parameter. The keys down, set trigger. But what is the jump parameter? He hasn't actually shown that in the code anywhere, or in the editor. See, add behavior, new script. I don't want to add a script. I want. Alright, make whoop, no, what was that? Oh, get out of there. Alright, make transition to that. Okay. We have that. And then speed. Rise time. Must have at least one parameter of type float in the animation controller. Must have at least. Oh wait, I wonder. Do we have? For now. Exit time, fixed duration. Must have one parameter of type float in the animation controller. This is the animation controller. How do I set properties on it? Oh, parameters. Here we go. Trigger. There we go. I think this might be it. Open. Condition. There we go. I think that was it. And I'm pretty sure, even though I was skipping through, I don't think that was anywhere in the video. Hey, look at that. Okay. So, the open has nothing to do with this thing. It has to do with this parameter, which I have to create and then link to the transition. Gotcha. Okay. So now we'll switch this to open hash. Yay! Look at that. It works. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so that gives us a lockbox we can open then. Okay, so let's go ahead, apply that. Alright, I'm going to clear these off the stage, but the prefabs are updated. And then I'm going to come in here. And I wish I could, like, hide those in there so they didn't show up here. What is that about? I don't know what that's about. Anyways, okay. You know what? We will just make a new folder called animations. I may rearrange that later, I don't know. I always kind of go back and forth with how to arrange my stuff in my Unity project too. Really, I try, not just in Unity, but in all programming stuff, to not try to over-engineer the arrangement of stuff, because you can generally pretty easily rearrange it. So I just kind of let it grow organically. As something gets too full or too complicated or too annoying to find, I start switching things up. Okay, cool. So we have a lockbox and a thing. So why don't we go ahead? So I'm gonna keep this sample scene here, and this is just gonna be my playground. That won't make it into the actual game, and it's just for me to make. So let's make a new scene and start setting that up as like a real scene. Oh, it's 1 a.m. I should probably go to bed soon. Alright, so let's call this game scene. Or, well, no, that's a terrible name. A lot of times when I'm in here, I only have like one game thing, but this one will actually be doing like multiple things. So we'll call it, room 1. Reload. Okay. So, room 1. Alright, let's see about... So let's say... Alright, let's first go ahead... Can I pin the camera preview? I feel like there's a way to do that, but I don't remember. General rendering animation. Hang on. Unity pin up. I type the word pin and it shows up. Grab the game tab, drag it away. Ah, that's right. And I just like stick it there. There we go. Okay. So to start us off, what's the I'm just gonna create like use some cubes to create a room. So let's scale this guy to be a floor. A little too much. Alright. Sure, why not? We'll make it big. Okay, and let's grab the camera, and I kind of want to tuck it in the middle. So I think basically the player isn't going to have a body, it's just going to be the camera, so first person. So got that. Let's go ahead. Let's see, where's our light relative to everything else? Okay, that's fine for now. Just need something to light. Okay, create another 3D object. Actually, let's just grab this guy, duplicate and rotate. Throw up some walls. Rotate 90 degrees. There we go. Is that 90? Nope, that's 75. That's 90. Okay. Right. And duplicate, paste. Drag over here to be this wall. And copy, paste. Rotate this way now. Go and drag that way. Okay, copy paste. Alright, and oh, one more. I've never actually built a closed-in room now that I think about it in Unity. How do I... There should be some way to like hide bits and pieces, because I could do wireframe, but that's like unknowable. I guess we can sit inside the room. Look at it like this. I don't have any light. I thought my directional light net is in the room. not in a good position. Definitely in the room. Set a different light. Area light. Area can only be baked. Do I have to rebake my lights, maybe? Unity light not visible in box. Change render quality to a higher quality. Get that. Light map, big light maps. And that doesn't really do anything. I think I have to bake them somehow, but I'm not sure how I go about baking them. Unity bake lighting. Do I have to manually trigger it, or does it automatically bake it on build? Window rendering light settings from Unity Editor. Window rendering light settings. Make light maps. Generate. That's the one I want. There we go. Okay, so now we have some lights in there. Although directional light shouldn't need to be baked. Is my area light blue? It's weird. Get red. Just to test it out. Generate. Didn't really change colors. Huh. Curious. Anyways, I don't know why my directional light should be providing some light. Let's jack the intensity way up. That's funny. It's actually looping my mouse around my monitor. I like that. No light. Is there something? Alright, let's try it different. Let's try a point light. Alright, so point lights are working in here. What is it about directional light that doesn't work when it's in a room? Unity. Directional light not working in room. Alright, what's that one? Oh, right. That's right. We have to set the room itself to static, I think. Let's disable this light and see. And actually delete that guy for now. And window rendering light settings. I'm going to pin this guy over here. Inspector. Next to inspector. Generate. Should have basically ended up with none. So I wonder if that means the whatchamacallit wasn't doing anything. Big light maps, just delete that. Scenes from one. Wait, what? Oh, interesting. Delete those for now. Okay, delete that. In theory, it should. There we go. Okay, it went dark without the directional light. With the directional light. No, directional light still not doing anything. Do something, directional light. Make it a different color so it's more obvious. Although black is pretty obvious, it's not showing up. An object has to be static for global animation to build a light installation. You also have to have either pre-computer blah enable light installation built to be supplies to finish We'll need to have intensity and bounce intensity greater than 0. Okay. Direct, yeah, I mean, it should kind of have all that stuff. Generate. Didn't really generate anything again. If I turn the point light on, point light works, and point light's real time. But my directional light, and it says it's set to real time. I wonder if we do mixed, maybe. Yeah, I've never really played with these lighting too terribly much. Okay, well that's interesting. It went away. Oh wait, but we do kind of have, although that's from the point light, I think. Yeah, that's our point light there. Huh, weird. It is in the box, right? And not like below it. Let's double check that. Oh, you know what? Is it below it? No? Maybe? Can't hardly tell. Let's drag these up though. And kind of we'll tidy up the shape of our box for real quick. Alright. And scale. I drag. Scale down, drag it down. Okay. Scale down, move it. Alright, there. Now our box is a little bit tidier. Scale that down. Okay, now, where's our directional light? Okay, so it is definitely in there, although it is kind of pointing way down. Oh, that doesn't quite touch the roof anymore. Oh yeah, it does. It's the overlap from that. Okay. In the box. Alright, so the directional light is definitely in the box now. Gonna cranked its intensity way up, so nope. Let's go back to real time. Do hard shadows just to see if it's different. No shadows. Hard shadows. Resolution, very high. Draw halo. Oh. So there's the halo, but I'm not actually getting any light from it. That's odd. So one strength, what? Oh, it controls how dark the shadows are. Oh. Well, yeah. One would be all shadow. That would make sense. But, man. Oh. This might have something to do with the fact that I've cranked our intensity way up. Let's do like 50. 100. Okay, and I'll rotate it so it hits that. Oh, no, come back. Come back. Rotate it so it hits that back wall there a bit more. And oh, actor intensity 0. There we go. Okay, so now we have a bit more lighting going on. All right, probably though. Let's add an area light. Area light, because we just want to kind of fill the whole room with some ambient light. And just for a second, I'm going to give it a color. And draw halo. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to draw the halo just so I can kind of tell where it is. Because I want to basically just kind of flood the room. Okay, I'll generate that. The annoying thing about baked lighting is you have to wait for it to build. Luckily, with such a super crazy simple scene, it doesn't take very long, but once you probably might be able to hear my computer ramping up as it cooks along. I think Unity actually offers a cloud-based system, which rendering. Unique cloud build port. Okay, building light. There are a couple possible. Yeah. Real. My cat's over here experimenting with gravity again. Okay. Alright, stop. Give up. Alright, that's good enough though. Maybe. I said stop. Just use what you got. But yeah, or completely crash. That works too. But yeah, on bigger projects, you want to bake it and then kind of walk away. Or bigger projects, you want a computer with a whole bank of GPUs, graphics cards. It's one of the use cases of graphics cards that actually makes sense is to use that. Oh no, I didn't save. You need to have a recover from crash thing. Unity recover scene after crash. If you can restore after crash. Restoring crash scene. Temp. Scene. Need to get rid of the pack. Maybe to do a copy of this. Okay. So let's do that. So I'm gonna open this one back up. Although I may have just overridden it, which I think I did. Yeah. Which means it's gone forever. Oh no. Oh well. Hit Control S more often. Alright. Create. Actually, Unity doesn't let me do Boolean operations, does it? That would be handy if it did. Let's find out. 3D cube. I doubt it will, but it would be nice if it does. Right now. Oh wait. What's this? Tools, Pro Builder. Pro Builder, does that mean it's only available in there, I wonder? Yeah, probably doesn't have anything like that in here. Because, I mean, after all, Unity, it's not a 3D modeler. Oh well, let's build a quick room how we did a second ago. 3D cube. Hang on 1 second, I'm gonna go get rid of that bag. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so where were we? Let's make this big. Doop and doop. Alright. Okay. Now let's add another cube. And move it down here. I'm going to try and make this one a little neater than I did the last one. Alright, scale. I'm gonna aim for just a little bit of overlap. There we go. And does Unity have? Let's see something real quick. Unity scale change pivot. Apparently, I don't want to do all that. Can change the pivot by parenting it to something. Yeah, don't want to do that. Get out of the bag now. Other cat is meowing. Unity editor. Change pivot. Select object. Click Pro Builderize. Oh, I see. Pro Builder is a Unity asset plugin thing. I might look at that later. Okay. Alright, so there's okay, good there. Copy paste, pull that all over there. Okay, and then let's add another new cube. Nope, no, create empty. 3D cube. And alright, go over there and scale back down a bit. And right, there you are. Alright, or maybe up you go. A little more. Okay, I'll get a gap there. Scooch in. There we go. Okay. And really, in all likelihood, I'll actually end up building the model for the room in Maya too, or at least pieces of it. So I won't be doing this, but I just want something to work with for now. I always like to focus on the code parts more than the graphics part, so I always try to do kind of the bare minimum of the graphical stuff that I need to know that my code's gonna work when I swap in real stuff, and then go from there basically. Okay. So where's my camera? Let's get you over here. Get the camera in the room. Okay. And okay, let's play. Didn't actually turn all black, which I kind of expected. Oh, I do need to mark these guys as static. So let's add a room. Okay, mark that as static. Yes, change children. Okay, and then you. Huh. Yeah, shadow strength defaults to 1. That's kind of interesting. That means basically adding light makes it darker, I think. Alright, anyways. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why we're not totally shaded like we were for the other one. Weird. Oh, I wonder if it's because I had a point light in there. The point light was relatively different from the rest. No? Really? Don't know. Oh well, as long as we have some light to see right now, I'm not gonna worry too much about lighting for the time being. Okay, and I hit Control S to save that time. Okay. Let's wipe this guy out. Okay, so let's just add in some of our prefabs. That lock is way too big if this is scale room, which is fine. Okay, I just want to chuck some things in there because I want to get the player's camera controls done. So let's go let's set a game empty. We'll do, oops. Manager. I'm gonna hook my input manager script to that guy. Wait, what? How am I in sample scene again? Did I just do all that in sample scene? I think I did. Well, alright, well, doesn't actually matter. That's fine. Delete. Copy. Control V, duplicate. Rename this. And then make sure we're in sample scene. We are. We'll get rid of these things. See, sample scene. Not that it super duper matters because I mean, all I would have to do is blank everything out, but I want room 1 to be what I'm dealing with. Okay. Okay, yeah. So now let's set it the input manager script to let us to move the player around. So for now, at least, we're always going to assume, and actually, you know what? One thing I want to do is create a cube. Alright, so this one unit I want to call, let's see. I want to work in metric, but I'm terrible at converting metric to my head, so how tall is a 6-foot person? To metric. 1.82. Okay. So let, actually, 6 foot is maybe a little taller than average. Alright, so let's say 1.75 is the height of a person in this game. Let's say 1 is 1 meter. 1.75. The reason I want that, a very stocky person, is because I need the scale you use in a game doesn't matter as long as everything is scaled to the same stuff. But I want my camera to be basically at the height of one person, because we essentially want it in their head. So about there probably. The camera about the height of the ground. Okay, so that's our player. So let's do this. Create a new thing. We're gonna call it scale helpers. We want to actually render these guys. We'll hide them each time, but we'll have this guy. Stop doing that. I keep double clicking it, trying to rename it, because that's how you rename things in a lot of programs. But in here, it causes me to zoom in and look at it. Okay, so we've got our player, and then let's add. So if we say, again, I think in feet. So if we had a 15-foot ceiling, that's a little tall. For this room, how tall is this one? How tall is it? Maybe 10? Because maybe a little shorter. I can touch it with my hand with the fingertip. So and I'm 6 foot, so we'll go 12 foot maybe. Alright, so let's say 3.6. We'll make a helper for that. That's our room height. I'm gonna go there. Alright, create cube. Nope, in there. Alright, so this is gonna be a 12 foot room cube, and so we're gonna set that to 3.65. And the reason I'm doing this in metric is the same reason that everyone else does everything in metric, that the math is a whole lot easier if I have to do math around any of these. But since I think in feet, I'm going to name my markers in feet. Okay, so I want to bring the room of my ceiling down to be this. Because clearly I have a 100-foot ceiling here. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm just going to basically drag my control. No, it did. It's just up high. Alright. Now it seems so squished, but that's only because it's actually a huge room now. Alright. There we go. About there. Okay, cool. Alright. So this is my helpers, and then let's make one more helper. So let's say we'll make the room. What is this room? About, I don't know, maybe 20. What did we say? 25 feet. When I go actually build these at 7.62. When I go to actually build these, I'll have to like actually sit down. Wrong. Wait, which one's wrong? What's wrong? I have to like actually like, you know, draw kind of blueprint style what I actually want. Okay, so this is my 20 by 20 helper. So again, this room is gigantic. It's like 50 plus by 50. What did I did 25. Yeah, so this is closer to a 70 square foot room. Okay, so let's name this 25 by 25 foot 4. I'll call this feet. Okay, so I actually want to shrink in my room. It might be easier to just delete the walls and postpone my helper into my room instead. Get in there. And 4. Okay. Alright, so let's do that. And then let's drag it down. Oh. Just hide the helpers for a second. Actually. Drag both of these together. I want to put it at the bottom of my player. Okay, or well, my player's position rather. Alright, and then let's go ahead, copy this guy, paste, drag it up here so we get a 25-foot ceiling. Thickness of my square doesn't matter, so I'm just going to leave it at 1 for now. Okay, so it's about 12 foot, maybe a little taller, but that's fine. Okay. Alright, now we'll hide the helpers. Okay. Now let's copy this guy. And actually, real quick, and hide the helpers one more time. What was that number? 365. Alright, so let's make a new cube. Alright, make it 3.65 by 7.62. Oops. Alright, and then just line it up. And I'll actually have to scale it up just a tick to, because I want it to overlap so there's no gaps. Not overlap too much. Okay. Go and up a little. Overlap that. A little more just to center it a bit. Okay. Alright. Control C. Control V. And get that guy just overlapping a tick. Good. And square, I'll just copy paste and rotate this guy around. Control so we get an exact 90. Well, exact-ish 90. Got a slight rounding error on there. That's okay. Okay, and scooch back a bit and go. Okay, and copy paste, drag this over. Pull it back in so we don't have a gap. Alright, there we go. Now get the room. Wait, I'm not copy paste. Alright, there we go. Okay. So now then, from inside our room, take a look around. Look pretty good. Okay. And now that we got that scale figured out, let's also go ahead and we'll scale down our lockbox to be more realistic for our size. So let's turn, and actually let's do this. We'll disable them individually instead of the whole scale helpers. That way I can turn them one at a time back on. Okay, so if this is my person, and actually why don't we shrink them down to be about human in the other direction. So let's see, human, shoulder width. Blah, 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 blah. Width from women is 0.367. And alright, so we'll kind of split the difference and say what, 38, 39? Let's say 39 centimeters. So 0.39. Okay. And then Z, so how wide, or how fat they are, basically, lack of a better word. Hang on a sec. Okay, about CM Mason 29. Now, what unit is that in? Sorry, I'm searching for this on my phone because I don't want to accidentally bring up any images that would not be appropriate for my channel. I'm found one chart, but I have no clue what dimensions it's in because it's not in inches or meters because that doesn't make sense. It gives me all these, it's like the width with the arm out, and I'm like, I don't want the width with the arm out, I want the width without the arm out. Alright. Says about 1 foot 3 inches, about 1 foot. 1 foot 2 meters. Okay, about 0.3. Okay, so there's our roughly human analog. That looks off. Is that width right? Hang on, sorry. Let's take a peek here. Alright, this one's, wait, not that. Stop that. This one shows 1 foot 6 inches. What is that? 5. Okay. Wonder if that other number was like armpit to armpit and not actually like shoulder to shoulder. 0.45. Alright, I guess that's about right. Ish. Hard to decide if it's human shape or not when it's a box, but okay. So anyway, so if that's a size of a human, then let's first see what 1 ends up being for this guy. I think 1 is really tiny on this guy. Maya's units are very different. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Actually, bring the room to it because I'd like to have that close. Start closer to 0, 0. Doesn't really super matter, but alright, where are you now? You're still pretty low. Alright, you come up to us now. Alright, get in the room, Stop being behind me. Forward. There you are. Okay, down, forward, over. Okay, so That's too tiny. So let's say this lockbox is maybe a foot wide. Although first I'd like to, if I could, get it adjusted so that it's roughly the same size of this cube at 1, and then we can shrink it from there. Modified component. Let's see. Unity. Set objects. Current scale to B1. Yeah, like this maybe. To minimize size of that down, the freezing transformation of the tree set if that's not an option, you know. Try the scale on the way yeah, the child object one I knew was an option. I was hoping there was an option to do it without. Yeah. Might have to, for now we'll just deal with it. Okay. I might play with Maya and see if I can't get the scale of stuff to line up better when I export. But anyways, okay. So I want this guy to be about where the width of it is probably about, scale from with the middle one, so it's even about half the width of a human. It's about like that. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. Rotate around, rotate, no, rotate that way. Alright, I'll shove it over in the corner here. Okay, and get rid of that. Okay, and then let's just apply that. That way its scale is locked in. Okay, and then ditto for the combo lock. Where is it? Up here. It is the world's largest combo lock. Okay, so the combo lock has to be scaled appropriate to the lockbox because actually let's unrotate this guy. Lockbox go. Alright, so let's start, we'll just scale it down a bit to begin with. Okay. And actually let's rotate this guy around because it locks on this side. Do an even 180, that way it'll be even with the lockbox. Okay. Zoom in. And actually, this is where that double clicking thing I kept doing can come in handy. Okay. Okay, zoom in a bit more. Alright, but nope. Okay, so we need to make it so it's small enough that this part goes through that hole. So shrink it down a little more, and ideally with some room to spare. Over and up and forward. Okay. Alright, that looks about right, I think. I want to zoom in a smaller amount. Okay. Maybe just a touch smaller. Okay. Then in reality, the lock would actually be kinda like that, rotated so it's resting against the edge of the lockbox like that. Go back. Actually, real quick, I want to try something. See, you have a mesh collider, you have a mesh collider. I wonder if I had a physics material, what happens to you? I'm not going to keep this here, but I'm just curious. And add a physics to this guy. Component, mesh collider. Actually, I don't think you need physics to trigger that. Let's see. I haven't used their physics stuff in a while, so I don't remember exactly all the things you have to do. It's not terribly complicated, I just don't remember all of them off the top of my head. Let's see if that's falling through space. Nope. Okay. Cooking mixed. Mesh. Wait. Oh, right. You, I guess. Actually, how do I actually? Well, this guy shouldn't have a mesh collider directly on it. That's the whole lock. The mesh collider's on each individual here. I just left that on. This guy should have the physics material I want, and hope. But I don't know if I put it there, if it will cause the whole object to move or not. What do I want? Not a collider. I want... Maybe I do want a collider. Rigid body. That's the thing. And... Okay. So now... Oh, did it actually stop because of physics? That would be cool if that was all it took. No, it did not. Although I don't know why it's moving like one little step and then stopping. That's a little weird. If it has gravity, it should basically go until it hits the floor. Use gravity. Mass maybe, although that shouldn't affect it. Yeah, I think it does need both a collider and a thing. Nope. Check a box collider on it for a second. It disappeared. Did it fall or no? It's just... Yeah. Anyways, I'll play with that later. I doubt I would actually use that in the real stuff anyways, but it might be an interesting thing to make the lock move more realistically in there. Okay. Anyway, so... Oh wait, let's get rid of that mesh collider. Or, not the mesh collider itself, but the physics material. Okay, get rid of that. We don't need that. Okay, cool. So we got a lock and a lock box. They're scaled to one another, and they're scaled roughly to our human height as well. So now let's go ahead and we're just gonna group those two together. Create empty box. Okay, drive that up there. Put those two together. Excuse me. Okay. So now let's go back, reset my camera's rotation. With that weird angle. Okay. So now I want to Real quick, must be the last thing because I need to go to bed. Okay, so here, let's move this out into its own function. New function for this. Yeah. Okay. I want to get off of that 4 space thing. I know I'm losing the battle on the whole 4 spaces for tab thing, but I really prefer 2. I think 4 gets too wide too fast, which, to be fair, is actually why some people support it, because then it's like, well, if it's too wide, your code's too deeply nested and you might need to clean up, which is true, but I still like my 2. And I also want to put my braces on the end of the line. I hate the new line thing because then it gets too vertical. I like having as much code on the screen as possible at one time. And empty. Which one is this? Yes, actually, I like that one better. And which one was I just on that had other? I don't know which one it's others affecting, but I want the else on the line too. Didn't hide it. Wait, there. There it is. No, no, no. Okay, and this computer. There we go. Okay, and recode, reformat. Okay, there we go. Okay, so handle camera move. So if, and actually Unity has a thing that handles mapping already. Input maybe might be what I'm looking for. So instead of me saying like the left button, yeah, this is it. And then how do I access those in code? Yeah, so instead of me like saying is W being hit, I just check if the vertical one. Conventional game input. How do I access those from code? Get access horizontal and input get key in the inspector. Okay, so I guess I just do like okay, so I guess I'll just use axis. So let's see. So we'll want to rotate in all directions. Limit down to I don't know, 30 degrees maybe. So basically my tablet. Where did my pen go? There it is. So basically we have our virtual player is here with the camera, and they can look down to about there because it wouldn't make sense for them to look completely down because then they'd be looking through their own body. So we'll do about that. And then that. But then otherwise, from like a top perspective, they can look in all directions, and they can look all the way straight up to the ceiling. So that's what our goal is going to be here. Alright, so okay. So let's do this, I think, is a float. Horizontal axis equals, was it capital I input? Yeah. It's a static. Get axis horizontal. Vertical axis equals input dot get axis vertical. Okay, so let's do horizontal first, because that's a little easier. So basically, if they're holding horizontal, we're going to rotate some amount. And for now, we'll just set a camera speed here. We'll put that somewhere configurable later. But for now, we'll just deal with here. If horizontal axis not equals 0, so it should be, what's this? Yeah, so instead not equals 0. And actually, I don't know if Unity bakes in a dead zone thing or if we have to. Being set to 0 is the third. Okay, so let's do window. Don't know where it is exactly. Should be one of these. UI maybe? Nope. No, that's that. Maybe it's in settings. Input. Horizontal. Okay, so it does include some dead zone already, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. So dead zone is because like your input may be like 0.0005, but you're not actually hitting it. So it should just chop the dead zone down to 0. Actually, let's do this real quick. Debug the log. Oh, right. Can't do multi-parameters. MS console log. Okay. Let's see, whatever that is. Oh, nope. Click out of there. Stay at the bottom. Alright, what are our input controls? Oh, right, I think I have to add a thingy. No, maybe I don't actually. Anyways, stop the game. Nope, not preferences. Project settings, there it is. Alright, left and right. Or A and D. Okay, I was hitting both of those. Oh wait, there it goes. D, down. Okay, cool. And yeah, it does go to 0. Good. Okay. So horizontal axis is 0, then we're going to rotate the camera. So actually we need to get a hold of the camera. What's going on here? Is that public go to that thing? Okay. Okay, so let's grab the camera. Private camera. Main camera. And public void start. I'll grab the main camera here. Okay. Actually, camera, I think maybe we won't do that. Because if we do that and the main camera changes, then it won't be controlling the right thing anymore. So, what do they? Oh, transform. Does it use pitch and yaw? I don't think it does. I think it just uses regular rotation. Okay. Alright, so rotate. So this will add an amount of rotation. So new vector 3. So we want to rotate about the y-axis. So 0 that. And then we'll do camera speed times horizontal axis. So with keyboard input, it's either going to be 0 or 1, but like once we do controller, it may be like half or something. But that. Is it going to tell me I need to put that in? No. Alright, we'll do this. If camera.name not equal null. Because we wouldn't care about any of this if the main camera is null. And it shouldn't be null, but just in case. Wait, what? Camera.main is expensive. So what else should I use instead? Huh, okay, it does recommend doing that. Although if the main I'll investigate that later. Theory, if the main camera moved, I might, wait, what? Huh? That's goofy. Huh. Every function call is an expensive invocation. Okay, anyways. No. Comparison to null is expensive. What? Alright, I think I may be turning off this whole expensive check thing because apparently everything is expensive. I'll look into that a little bit more later. That's weird. This one it recommends I rename, but that one it doesn't. So one thing I don't like about Unity with it being C# is they actually, well, I guess they've changed them a bit, but their naming standards don't actually line up with like the C# naming standards, because like normally this would be public, and so then you end up with these weird kind of cases. But I guess really proper, I guess both of them do the capital letter for, or actually no they don't, do they? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, anyways, moving on. Okay, so I guess we'll switch this to camera. And okay, so see if that does anything. Might be really, really fast. Oh, that's actually not terribly off. Cool. So now it can move left and right. Okay, so now let's do up and down. So first we'll just start with the basic bit. We won't worry about clamping it just yet. Camera.transform.rotate. Alright, so this one... Alright, this one's a little... Well... So it would be about... which way does our camera face? Alright, so I guess it would be about the x-axis then. for rotating. 0, 0. Okay. Wish they had a restart button here. Okay, so there we go, up and down. Although right now I can do a loop-de-loop if I just keep holding it. Whee! That's kind of dizzying. That's the other reason you wouldn't want a totally 100% freeform, is because it gets dizzy. Okay, but actually, let me see something. Are we... Yeah, and see, like here, I managed to get our cameras sideways. We wouldn't want that. So really, we need to be rotating about the world's y-axis, and not the camera's local axis. So, I forget how we do that. Does rotate have an easy way to do that? Let's see. Hang on. Unity rotate about world axis. There it is. Base.world. Cool. I think that's new since the last time I used it, because I remember having to do a whole bunch of mathy, transformy things to do that. Oh. World. Okay. So, I changed it for that one. Alright, so now if I kind of get in a weird funk position. Okay. So here we're still rotating. About that. Can I get the camera sideways now? I think that's good now. As long as we're... And I left the vertical, I left it relative to the self, because if I wanted to rotate this guy around the world, that actually becomes a function of X and Y, because like here, I'm like not, relative to the world, I'm not set, because these arrows I have set to the world, so I'm not on the X or Z. I would have to rotate a little bit around both, and that gets complicated. But as long as we're locked to the y-axis rotation, my x-axis, or my, changing along the x-axis should always be fine. So, cool. Okay, so we got that. Now, let's go... Okay, so now let's lock this guy. And let's see if... I don't want... Why is Control P print in this one? How do I open up the... I don't think I'm... let's see. JetBrains. I want it to pop up the IntelliSense stuff. Show... It's... IntelliSense is what Microsoft calls it. They call it something else because I think IntelliSense is probably trademarked, but Google knows what I'm talking about. Show IntelliSense hotkey. Shortcut key. Code completion. Control space. Try that. That's not the one I want. Control Alt space. That's a lot of buttons. Control Alt space. Nope. Control Shift space. There it is. Control Shift space. That must be the shortcut in Visual Studio. I think Writer defaults to Visual Studio shortcuts instead of its own normal shortcuts, which I don't like because I use others. I'll go figure out how to change that later. Anyways, okay. Alright, so this thing doesn't have a clamp. Do I have... So what is rotate return? Control Shift... Wait, what? Control Alt... Shift Alt space. It returns void. Okay. Let's see here. Unity. Might just have to do this the mathy way, but lock right. Rotation. Not that. Fixed rotation. No, it's not. I want more clamp rotation rather than lock. Alright, this is a really old one, which is probably going to do the mathy bit. Maybe that had been there for a while and I just didn't know about that. Interesting. Okay. Although I don't think I can, yeah, you can't, I don't think you can set the Y directly on there, but anyways, okay, so we'll try that. So let's look at, so I'm going to look at the X over here, so that's okay. And also, I guess if we look all the way up, we don't want to go do a backflip like that. We would want to it just kind of stop here once we're looking all the way up. So let's see. So really, I guess if we lock it to -90, because if you wanted to like be facing this way, you would just turn that way and then face up. So really we should clamp it between -90 and then looking down. It's a little hard to tell without feet, but I'm thinking maybe, so 90 is straight down, so maybe 75 might be a little too far down, but it's hard to tell without stuff there. Let's go 60. So clamp between -90 and +60. Okay, so camera dot transform dot Euler angles dot, and I think these are read only, but let's find out. Oh, maybe they're not. Okay, equals math dot clamp, or mathf dot clamp, and then the value itself, which would be that. Okay, I think it's telling me it's read only. You can't change that, which is what I thought. Let's see. What do you think? Come on. Returns temporary value. Cannot modify struct. Yeah. I think I need to do equals u vector 3 0, or not 0, the current values. Camera dot transform dot Euler angles. Oh, and actually we're tweaking X actually, not Y. So camera dot transform dot Euler angles Y, camera dot transform dot Euler angles dot Z. Kind of scrumpy because of this right here. So X and then -90 and 60 are min and max. How do I end up with that twice? Comma. Where's that? Okay. Now what's the squiggly about? Probably telling me put it in a variable. Yep. Okay. U. Well, actually, Is that what C# recommends you do nowadays? Use var? Let's see. It kind of changed it on me. I don't do C# very often. Should you use var? Use var only when it is necessary. That is, when the variable will be used to store an anonymous type of collection. The complaint that var reduces readability is not shared by everyone. When to use not. And of course it's opinionated, but the type of the variable crystal clear on the RHS of the assignment via constraints a bit of so it only allows personal preference. There's no difference. Blah 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 blah. Examiners on the deal with anonymous types and others matter of taste. Yeah, so kind of the world is split. Beginning variables are introduced among the scope, implicitly type blah blah blah, following two, blah blah blah. Do they give a recommendation though? That's really what I care about. It depends on you. Yeah, I guess I'll use it. What is? Yeah, that seems to be what at least writer's thing is. Invert. Yeah, sure. What do you want to use instead? I mean, I guess I can do that actually, but that's what they're recommending. I guess fine. Still don't know. Yeah, see, I don't think it recognizes that this returns something new every time. What do they recommend there? They don't ever recommend anything there. Don't really have a choice with that though, because it's coming off hit. Okay. What do you complain about there? Repeated property isn't efficient. Well, that's some ugly code. Okay, although actually, is there a function that basically lets me clone this essentially? I really think so. Anyways, okay. So, alright, so let's see if that works for clamping it. Okay, so. Wait, why am I not? Not move at all anymore. Rotate. How? Hang on a sec. I'll pull this up here. Oh. Stupid thing, it auto-inserted and it put the null check before it put the line to actually do the value. That's probably why I couldn't move. Okay, there we go. Now I can move. Ooh. hit down and we went flying. Ah. Where's my box? There we go. Alright, so let's see what's our alright, so our camera's at 1. Up, yeah. Why am I jumping to 60? Wait, did I get the min and max backwards? Not really. You know what? I wonder. Oh. I wonder if they're if where they transition from positive to negative happens to be right there. So 60. Yeah, because going up. Well, I mean, here it shows it's not, but. Alright, let's remove the clamp and then move it around in game and take a peek. Alright, I gotta fix the shortcuts. Hang on. Rider, use JetBrains shortcut keys. Bet that was a thing that when I was clicking through all that stuff saying I don't care. Ah, here it is. Rider, that one. I bet it asked me about it there. There we go. Shortcuts I know about. Yay. Oops, compile error. Give it a comment that up too. Okay. So I go, yeah, no, see? That's weird. Because I was thinking maybe, because you know, if you have a circle, you can cut it at different places and basically break the number line because it folds in on itself. But they don't actually do that there. They probably do that. Yeah, they do that all the way back at there. But we're not going there. We're just going from negative. Yeah, this should be one continuous. It is one continuous line. So why are we jumping when we hit 0? So that's our min. And just to make sure this isn't one of those annoying things where it's not auto-converting. Okay, so going... Oh, yeah, see? Bounced. I hit 0, it bounces me back to 60. So it clamps fine on this side, but for some reason when I hit here, it puts me at 60. That's weird. Clamps a given value between the given min and given min, returns the given value if it is within the min or max. The float result between min and max. The minimum floating point value to compare against, the floating point value to restrict inside the range. Alright, so let's try this real quick and see what happens. Big number. Basically just gonna try to lock it the other way. Because I mean, it shouldn't care what direction we're going. Wait. Alright, so in that case, alright, so I wonder, let's do this real quick. Let's debug the X, because I wonder if the X that it's showing us in the editor isn't actually the X we're getting in the code. Which would be annoying, but possible. Alright, so going down, or going up. Okay, so what value do we have here? Look at that. 358, yeah. So, okay. So that thing I was worried about is the thing that it's doing. It is a different breakpoint where it's going. So in the editor, it's showing us basically negative 180 to positive 180. But in code, it's going 0 to 360. So 0 to 360. Yeah, hang on. Let's Unity convert angle to negative 180 to 180. Oh, you know what? I think, can I do, no. Yeah, because I could do a quaternion too, but I hate those. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do instead is make this just a little bit fancier. So basically, what we're clamping between really then is okay, it's actually rotated. Okay, so it's basically Cartesian coordinates, but it's like flipped around along the x-axis. So we need between 0 and 270. Well, 270 and 360. Or between 0 and 60. So we can do your angles dot x greater than 270. Then we'll do math dot clamp your angles dot x 270 360. Otherwise, we'll do between 0 and 60. I guess we actually need those F's on there. I think it handles it itself. Okay. Hang on one sec. What is that complaining about? Okay. Alright, so now let's try this. So, whoop, nope, we did a backflip. Oh, because actually, no, it's not even capping us. Wait, we are capping just that. Okay, so that part works, and we can keep going that way. Doesn't cap us there, and that would be because like when we hit, alright, so we'll just say 180, or sorry, not there, 180 here, because when we hit 269.999 we start following these rules, and that's going to cause us to jump to 60. That's why we kind of did that backflip. So we'll just cut it at 180, which is a number we should never get close to from either way. Okay. So, nope, we're still doing backflips. And we stopped at 120. Hang on, do I have the numbers backwards? Hang on. Let's, unclamp again. Stop fighting me. There we go. Alright. Let's unclamp and double check the value we're debugging. Dang it. It is there still. I want to figure out what that behavior deal is about. Okay. So scroll to the bottom. Okay. Nope. Scroll to the bottom. Okay. So 90. Yeah. 90. I'm looking at the ceiling. So 90 should be about 270. And then 60. Yeah. And then 0 is in between them. Okay, so if our current angle greater than 180, we're going to clamp between 270 and 360. And 360 should be here. Okay. Otherwise, going to clamp between 0 and 60. Alright, and the numbers are in the right order. Alright, so let's do this. Debug.log clamped. X. Well, I'll put whatever clamped version we got. Oh yeah, and I can't do that. Clamped plus. I miss console log. Okay, so down. Nope, stop that. Up here. Okay, so okay, let's go along. So wait, what happened there? We did hit 270, and then for some reason it started counting back up. How on earth is the angle back up? Did our... I want to change it as a insignificant amount, but it does change a bit. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's getting just a teensy bit, which I guess is fine. Well, actually, our x-axis should really never change, I don't guess, because z-axis would be doing a barrel roll. We don't want to do a barrel roll, so I'm just going to hard code this one to 0, although the y one we do want to keep doing things. Okay, why don't you go to the bottom by default? Okay, yeah, so we go up, we hit 270, and then I hit back one more time. Okay, there we go, now it's clamping us. Although our z-index is still flipping back and forth for some reason. Even though I literally just told it hardcode 0, but I think that's okay. Okay. And then down, we hit 60. Alright, there we go. So yeah, so I think for whatever reason, when we clamped our X and then we kept going back, our Z would basically flip us around, so then we were going the down still. A little weird. Okay, we should be good now. So now, like, I'm spinning a circle, looking at the ceiling here. I do get a little weird flicker here. Might need to make the clamp fancier down the line. But I think we're okay for now. Look up. Excuse me. Alright, cool. I think that is a good place to stop. And only 4 hours past my bedtime. Well, 2.5. Alright. So, time to call it a day. I will see everyone. Well, today's Wednesday. So, see everyone at the regular stream at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll be working on the 2D game we've been working on for the past couple Wednesdays and Sundays. So, I'll